Hi there, this is Grant James with Lead PPC, and in this video, I'm going to talk about this article that you're probably looking at right now called "What are the three main types of franchise marketing?" There are a lot of different ways that I could have gone with this article. I could have talked about franchise broker networks versus franchise portals versus franchise ad agencies, but I kind of decided to talk about pay-per-click marketing versus SEO franchise marketing versus trade show franchise marketing, because at the end of the day, even with portals, stuff is usually coming from either paid sources or search engine optimization, and then trade shows have been around for a long time. One thing to keep in mind is that about 60% of all franchise sales come online. So this is franchise development, but through either pay-per-click or SEO. And all of this also works in general, except for maybe trade show franchise marketing, even for the local consumer side of things. Um, so I put some examples in here of some different things that do work on pay-per-click. So this would be a Google ad right here. So there's a lot of little key nuances in here. So things about like own a Cool Cats franchise. I just kind of created Cool Cats, but I like to say kind of what the investment required amount is, what you're kind of looking for. So generous territories, build at your own pace, stuff like that. And then anytime you are, and this is just, I just used our own Lead PPC page right here, but you want to make sure in your Facebook ads that you do talk about what your investment amount is. That's really, really important because you're trying to get rid of tire kickers basically. As far as cost per lead goes, expect somewhere between about a $30 to $75 cost per lead. With inflation and what have you, that is tending to increase, but our all-time cost per lead is about $32 a lead. Things like QSR, restaurant, stuff like that is going to be cheaper. It's more visually appealing, whereas when you get into home services, education, then that's where you start seeing a little bit higher cost per lead. Cost per sale, we see stuff in here. I said 7,000 to 12,000. We see stuff, but yeah, between $5,000 to $12,000 cost per sale. On the SEO side of things, I think you have to be really careful about link building in general. I'm a big fan of just writing good content and staying consistent with it. For myself, I try to put out a minimum of one or two articles a day. When I'm really churning for kind of longer tail types of terms, sometimes I'm putting out like 10 articles a day. When I'm into the if it's one or two articles, it's a lot of handwritten stuff that I'm really taking the time to think through and building lists of different and pulling pictures and data. When it's a lot of longer tail stuff, then I'll lean into things like ChatGTP or Jasper.ai to finish parts of my content because it's just so monotonous. Trade show marketing can still work well. You could go to things like IFA. I think there's like an IFA East and a West. And then there's also franchise broker network trade shows that you can go to. So working with franchise broker networks can be good. Some other types of franchise marketing. I mean, there's also direct marketing, digital marketing. You got local. I mean, there's so many different types up there. But I think these are the kind of some of the main things to look at. Is make sure you have an agency that understands pay-per-click. There's really only about 6 agencies that do any type of volume, anywhere between about most of them do between about 10 to 25 brands. We currently have about 80 active brands that we do. We've done over 300 total over the last 13 years. So it's definitely a space we understand. I would definitely not work with an agency unless they've done at least all time about 50 different brands, because it just takes a while to understand franchise marketing. But if you would like to talk to us, there's a contact us button up here. You can click on that, fill out this form, or you can just you can call us at 833 Lead PPC. But thanks so much for taking the time to listen to this video, read this article, and we'll talk to you soon.